we live in a country that when you don't look as if you're rich, people play down at you, which is a good thing. So people look rich, and that's why you become more. My mentor used to tell me that you should live at least almost 80% below your income. So that you can have enough money to reinvest in the business. Most times we care more about what others say about us, but you don't care about what you're saying about yourself. And that's why so many businesses are not very liquid in Nigeria. Only one little wind will blow you off because you're not liquid. You spent your money. The next thing you're thinking about is the next Land Cruiser, because you're funding your lack of esteem. Because the Land Cruiser makes you feel good that you are doing well, even when you know you don't have the same amount in the bank. So, and your business needs money to be an industry leader. It needs money. You need 10 million to make 100 million, but you have 1 million now. So you've made 15 million. So probably you need to put 10 million back and spend 2 million and put 3 million in investment. Because your business also is an investment. As you're buying stocks, you need stocks in your business. Because you want to put in money back, so you need to know how to plan your money, your finance, so that you can have cash for experimentation. When you said R&D, those money you're putting in, they're R&D. They're money that should have gone to your luxury. Everybody has that money when you do business. It's just that you've gone to buy a house you don't need. But you need to put that money back into experiment. You don't have money for experiments. So you are desperate every time. And anytime you put money and you make a loss, you are finished. And there's so many losses in business. Big losses. But guess what? You need to understand that your business requires investment to be, an industry leader. You need money. So you've made 1 billion. What goes back to your business growth? What goes back to your investment portfolio? You can't pull all your 1 billion, or maybe you've made 10 billion, you put in investment and you are starving your business. And that business brought the 10 billion, but Dangote now has 2 billion out of it, MTN has 1 billion out of it. They are promising you something in the future, but your business is starving. How will you rule? So, you need to know how much you are diversifying. So it's not a financial training, management training. But you need to, since you believe in that business too, that can give you 300%, who else should invest a lot in the business? But why do you now believe in MTN that will do well and your business will fail? Why do you believe in Dangote will do well and your business needs money to put him back but so you need money for experimentation. Now, another side of stakeholders management, why don't you do it this way instead of you waiting for them to come? Go to them. Hello. Go to the police and let them know you. Say you guys are doing a good job. The police in your environment that will come and frustrate you. Why don't you proactively manage stakeholders? Why do you have to come to your door before you know that that's part of business concern? You manage those who are protecting that area so that anytime you call them, they are ready to respond to you. Why don't you know 10 DPOs? Because all you need to do is to go and appreciate what they are doing around the area. And your people will just say, we just came to say, this 5 alive for your boys. It's not even a lot of money. When it's proactive. When it's reactive is where there's a problem. When it's proactive, you're doing your CSR well. You're a friend to a lot of people already. So somebody is disturbing you. You have someone to call now. Hello? Do you know this batch of people? Who are they? Give me the number. Because it's proactive. But when it's reactive is the problem. Does that make sense? So I advise you should handle things proactively, not reactively, so that you know people in power. Write them a letter. I've been looking at what you're doing. We want to celebrate you. Maybe it will only cost you even 100K and a picture. But you saved demand for 5 million when there's a problem, because you have people that will call when they didn't need to come for you. So that's why you integrate that. But this training is not for that. You just mentioned it. I'm just trying to say, these are things. Since you are in Nigeria, you know that beyond your staff, you have other staff. They're part of your payroll. And this not... Now, if you don't do it proactively, your Christian values will step in and it will make you say you're giving bribe. But if it's proactive, you must do CSR normally and go around and be good to your environment. Give back to the environment that is helping you grow. So if you do that and you put a little part of your business profit into that, normally, not because you have problem, it's part of the salary you pay every month to your staff. You see, if you do it that way, you save yourself a lot of trouble. But if you don't do it that way, you're now reactive when there's trouble. Then you don't have a backend. So you need to learn stakeholders management in an environment like Nigeria. English does not work every time. Okay? Sorry, I just had to say that. And I wrote something down while you were talking. Beautiful stuff, but all my slides are ready. He said something very interesting, but please don't downplay it. He said, hire people who align with your values. So let me say something. Most times when I do trainings, especially in SLAP, we've heard about training we do called SLAP. I talk a lot about the custodians and the enablers. Your frontline leadership, they should be people that align with your values. But I can still work with people that don't align with my values because they're just enablers. Enablers are people that they're just executing things. But your critical leadership team, like I said in the conference I had last week, I said you must select them as though you were selecting spouse. The way you looked at your spouse and chose the right person around you, the things you're looking at, don't be too quick to give people custodian roles. Okay, let me quickly run through my own session, then I'm done. Okay, so that's it. So whatever money you need now, that money can get to a point that you earn money to now reinvest and earn money to now reinvest. So no matter if we have 1 million and you have a strategy that you need 100 million to power, and if that 1 million can get 10 million, not 10 million, it's just like to increase your timeline. But the challenge people do making business is that, I just want to feed in, you go and borrow 100 million. Because your business needs 100 million now, but your capacity to run the business cannot handle 100 million investment, because for you to put 100 million investment, there are risk factors that you should have overcome over the years that you lose in style, little. But you see, you didn't learn that way, you lose big. Just like when you are betting big, you don't understand how to use it. So even when you're business, you know that if you put 100 million now, you make 1 billion. Do you have the business experience and capacity that you need that can back that 100 million investment? Okay, you want to make 100 billion, you need 10 billion. But you're just coming into business, but you have 1 billion. You now went to go and borrow 9 billion. Now you're gonna die because you don't have the rigorous. You've not fired someone before, so you don't have the emotional strength to confront who's making you die. So you learn that as you're growing gradually, because somebody will make you die when you invest 10 million. So you're failing a little because that person's failure is little. But if somebody will make you fail when you've put in 100 billion, man, that person's error alone that made you lose 1 million when you're at 10 million, then you borrowed 100 billion, that person made you lose 10 billion. And it's capacity and knowledge that you lack at that time. So these are challenges in business. So beyond the investment you need for business, Think about your intellectual capital. Can you back your emotional capital? Can you back your risk capital? Can you back your stakeholder? Can you back the kind of investment you're looking for? So beyond money, capacity to lead is also one of the reasons why people fail in business. That's why you can invest a lot in business and in 2 years you are down. Because it's not money, it's capacity. That's why people that grew, when they lose money, they bounce back more than people that they took to the ladder. When they lose money, they don't know how to climb up again. So you need to understand the power of those things in business. But that's not where I'm going to jump, because I'm going to do a lot again. We don't have too much time. Now, I believe in execution a lot. I say a lot about it, but I won't be able to go deep into it. What does execution mean? I teach this. I'm trying to see how I'm going to compress all I have to say in 30 minutes. You know, what's essential to you. So, you have a goal. You want to be industry leader. You have a culture that you've designed, that your people must live in. You have a goal, everybody's goal by the day. Interestingly, do you know running execution is not easy? You must wake up to know what each team member must achieve that day. If you don't know, they will achieve what they feel like achieving. Because you yourself don't know what you must deliver. And that's why one of the things that make Nigerian businesses fail is presentism. So when we see people at work, we believe they are working. Because the entrepreneur does not even know how to track work. So when they're not at work is when you are angry. But you're not angry about when they are at work and they're not working, because you don't even know what work is. So people know that when they show up at your work, they can do a lot while they're at your work. So they make your work the startup office for a bigger business. So your company because you are paying for the rent, you are paying for the energy, you are paying for the internet, you are paying for the infrastructure, but your staff is starting multiple business under your watch and is not delivering on your business area. In fact, some of the entrepreneurs here, that's how you started too. You were cheating on your employers too when you were there. No, I'm telling you, a lot of people cheated while they are at work too. So they were using all the infrastructure of the employer. So how do you kill that in your business? You need to kill it, because you cannot grow that way. But people spend time at work. You don't even know what they are meant to deliver. We had a conference a while ago, and somebody said she saw that clothes were not being delivered, but every time my tailors are working. Then she realized that they were taking jobs, because she would look at the camera. Oh, they are working. So they're working. But what? You don't know how many days it will take them, or hours it will take them to finish this particular cutting and all. And you know already that if this guy does not deliver by timeline of what you know, he should have delivered one today. But they know you don't know. So what happens is they deliver a lot of clothes to other people outside, and they were building big businesses. They nearly made that fail in Lagos. And that's what happens in businesses here. And it's lack of execution. Okay? Execution is very essential. So, no single move will get you to be a leader. I've mentioned that earlier. And I said you need to start. Okay? You need to start the journey of leadership. No matter where you are. You might be saying, oh, I'm still at the bottom. You need to start the journey. It's a journey. Okay? A lot of us will live more in the long term, but we don't plan for the long term. It's a journey of leadership. It's not a one-day issue. So you need to start. Make decisions. You cannot have 100% clarity. No entrepreneur will tell you, when people tell you, design your business plan, make sure it's fortified, is a lie. It's going to pivot. Things will change. The regulatory issues will change. The market will change. So you cannot be fully ready, because as you are trying to be ready, the indicators are changing. So no entrepreneur will be 100% ready. So with the little clarity you have, you jump into leadership. Enter the market, test the idea, and launch the initiative. Then I said here, okay, you need to avoid analysis paralysis, over analyzing whatnot, and whatever you have, just get into it. You just get better every day. See, you're going towards leadership. He started by jumping alone. Then after a while, he got one more person after 3 months. Then make sure the person you're getting is actually jumping. Because you get someone that is just holding you back again. That's the problem. So most times you've gotten a lot of people through emotions. Then you think you are taking the lead, but you're not taking. You have 10 staff, but you just pick so many friends around you. So you are still the only one jumping, but they are all pulling you back. So make sure you're hiring to jump, so that you're not hiring people that are dragging you back when you want to jump. Execution. Turn plans into visible action. Send the mail. If you tell the talent, send the mail, you've made him fail. Okay? So how do you what do you expect that person to do? You're not clear enough. Send the mail and make sure it gets to the customer by 8 a.m. If you say send the mail, that person will say sorry by 5 p.m. because you said send the mail. But send the mail by 8 a.m. and log that you sent mail done in a tracker by 8:10. Now that's execution. Don't say send the mail. Send the mail by 8 o'clock and log in the tracker that the mail has been sent by 8:10. Kunle, make sure when it's not logged by 8:10, send a query out to when it's not logged by 8:10. You don't need to ask questions again. That question will make you fail. Send the mail. Sorry, I'm sharing experience with you. Send the mail by 8 o'clock. Log it in by 8:10. Kunle, when the mails are not sent by 8:10, send query. Can you see that? That looks like war. But if you say send the mail, Oga, I forgot. Because Oga to have moved on to something else. 2 weeks later is when you realize that, hello, did you send the mail? Oga, I'm sorry. Then you're losing business. You're losing momentum. You now lose 2 weeks and start that thing again. Does that say what? But you start it by being angry. We come in angry. But I told you to send them. But that guy. So the question is this. The person says, sorry, but you didn't return your salary. Hello? Okay, sorry, I will change. Give me my salary. Because that sorry is a lie. Because the sorry is, I've cheated you in 2 weeks. Can you take back the money? I will change. That's when you can be sure that person will change. But in the market we live, is a song that our work ethics is bad in this part of the world. We even sing that it is small job, big money we will do. We even sing that we will aim from where we didn't sow. So we have 419 mindset at work already. I was called to come and charge coppers. So they were finishing. So they called me to come and give them a word. So before it got to my turn, somebody started praying for them. And said, you are going to the world, but you go to favor market. You won't go to the labor market. And the prayer was too high. Then I got the mic and I faced the prayer. No, is it prayee or the prayer? Prayer is one praying for the prayee. Then I said, sorry, you missed something. And that's a bad prayer. Sorry, I can be very blunt when I'm talking to you. That's a blunt. People are looking at me. I said, why do you set them up to be robbers? What you tell them is, as you're going, your labor will be rewarded with favor. But you should not tell them they will go and steal. And they were saying amen. That person is prophesying nonsense in your life. You must what? your labor will be favored. Not that you won't labor, you now go to favor market. Which market is that? That's 419. So that kind of prayer is a bad prayer. So people were saying more amen to their own more than my own. When I said, let me now repray, I said, you now go to your labor will be favored. Amen. Say it the way you were saying it. You were saying it somehow before. Why are we not praying that way anymore? So our work ethics is ruptured. So you should know what you are dealing with, especially with the workforce in Nigeria. The lot we're dealing with already. So, can you see how you should execute differently, that you've been the one making your company fail? Because of how you're installing execution in. People's work is Eden. I'm summarizing. There are about 10 slides, I'm crashing it. People's work is Eden. It's not in the public. People can hide as though they're working. You need to bring them on a dashboard. Let every work speak via a dashboard. Let the person adding value be on the dashboard. Get a dashboard exposure and engagement manager. Someone that will call everybody's name, not you, and say, you are not working. You are not working. If you cannot track, you cannot lead a business to the top. Because you have a lot of wastes on your team and you think you have a lot of staff.
The reason your business is stuck isn't strategy. It's you and your team. Now, imagine what happens when you grow and your team grows with you. Check out some of our programs. They're content-rich and deeply experiential. See, at Seed Academy, we help founders, managers, and sales team to lead, manage, sell, and succeed. Let's build the team that builds the business. Talk to us today.
Seed Academy, your growth partner.
Global Senior Leadership Acceleration Program 2026 holds in Doha. This year's theme is Janus Leadership, strictly for CEOs, founders, and senior leadership teams. Learn how to win today and lead tomorrow. Register as a team for a luxury executive experience. Early bird registration is now open. Call this number now.
Seed Academy, your growth partner.
I hired someone one time many years ago. So I traveled out of the country for 2 weeks. So I said, can you develop slides before I come back? Okay? So I traveled. Guess what? That person developed about 20 slides. Before 2 weeks, I came back. I came back to say, so where are the slides? He said, I've done. I said, 20 slides. I said, in 2 weeks? Then I said, that was 8 a.m. in the morning. I said, meet me in the boardroom by 4. So I went out. This person did 100 slides between 8 and 4. By 4, she had 120 slides waiting for me. But in 2 weeks, she had 20 slides waiting for me. Do you think that person is the person that is bad? No. I'm the one that lacked the execution capacity to make sure that person delivers. But what we do is to shout at the people. But he said, but you should know, you should have common sense. You should know, you should have woman feeling. You should have woman feeling. Some people now turn to preaching. If you don't do what you do, you get back in the future. You get back. I didn't do that to my organ. What would you do to me? What are you talking about? Don't worry. Their prayer just got answered through you. They've eaten from where they didn't sow. It's a prayer. So God is answering your prayer to you. You're not saying, it's not your prayer already. So what do you have done? So when she came by 4 o'clock for the meeting, she said, I have done 120. I have 120 now. I said, okay, sign that the next 2 weeks is 100 slides per day. And every day, come and meet me in the office. Hello, Kemi, this girl will be coming to you every day to show the quality of it. 100 have been done. If he has not done 100 and you approve the person to go home, hello, HR, send Kemi query for allowing her to go home after 100. So I moved on. A lot is happening while I'm not there. So I don't have to micromanage. They are dealing with their trouble themselves. So Kemi was delivering 100. No, now started complaining. Then when I heard she was complaining, so I said, let us have a meeting. I said, you've not told me the plan on how you repay my 1,800 slides you owe me. For 2 weeks, you are owing me 1,800 slides. Since you have the capacity to deliver 100, but I'm not asking you to even pay me back my 1,800 slides I should have gotten in 2 weeks. So I'm fair. Because you waited 2 weeks because of my lack of execution system. I don't know how to execute. Sorry, if you don't know how to do this, your business cannot grow. Because you have so many things you will say in the boardroom that every time you come back to it again. You agree on something, you realize that you are the only one saying it. Nobody is joining you. People agree verbally. And people agree. And in Nigeria, we are nodders. People don't talk in meetings. So you have meeting, but you are not having discussion. You are the only one talking during the meeting. And they look as if they are aligning. It's a lie. They will do what they want after the meeting. You guys are looking at it. So this meeting is a lie. So most of the time we say, let's gather, let's have a meeting. You just want to use a time to rant. Rant, nothing will happen. Nothing happens through ranting. You execute. And you know something? Because most leaders driving businesses don't have this skill I'm saying. It's a weakness also. That if you do it like 2 days, you stop doing it. Because you are unlearning the old ways. But the old ways is that you've been ranting. The new way is that you must analyze and you have structured execution. So you are struggling as a leader. It's not easy what I'm telling you. Deploying it and changing the way you lead your team. So you start today, and after 3 days, you are tired too. Because you are unlearning the old ways. After 2 weeks, you now start again. Does that happen? Because there's no consistency in what you're doing. So people will know that you are shouting. Very soon you will stop and you just let us watch for a while. A guy is angry now. So very soon you just pop champagne in the office again. Because when in Nigeria, what people do when you're asking for deliverable is to show that they're sad. And sometimes they will not be happy in the office again because you are demanding for what should be done. So because you are emotional and you want them to start laughing again, you now downplay what you want to do. So they go back to the old ways, and the old ways is that you will be failing. And don't forget, they easily pivot when you are failing. If you're not doing well, you cannot pay them more. And if you cannot pay them more, they will go somewhere they can pay them more. And the same staff that are not doing well in your organization will do well somewhere else that has the right structure. Because there, the structure is designed already. So most times, it's not about the staff that are bad. It's about the leaders that are very weak in how to execute structures, systems, and make sure things work. Okay? And make sure you promise me that you execute does not execute. Hello? Will change is a lie. Hey, so after the meeting, sir, we will change. That's lie. Oh. Hello? How many of us stop at the feet of we will change? It's a lie. If you go script execution out, it doesn't work. So learn. If you're not learning, you are just repeating effort. So look at this. Measure what worked and what didn't. At every point in time, check your leadership. What worked last month? What, and I don't recommend MPR. It's too long. Hello? Don't do MPR. Everybody that do MPR, monthly performance review, is too long for your company. You only have 12 of that kind of months in a year. So why do you want to waste? Every week matters to your business development and growth. So DPR is better. Daily performance review. And the only way you can do DPR is by installing trackers. You cannot do it by meetings. Hello? Because it's tasking. Having to meet staff every day. It's tasking. So make sure there's a dashboard before the meeting. Make sure what they did yesterday is traceable, and make sure there's a data manager that is saying that data they have is true. Because they can show dashboards that are not real. Sorry. They might log data that are not real. So you need a data manager responsible for the quality of the data that are going to dashboard. So all you do is to just look at the dashboard in the morning and you can see the gaps. So you are not, if you ask anybody in a meeting, what did you do yesterday? You're a bad leader. Hello? Why are you asking your team, what did they do yesterday? You should have seen it. You should say, yesterday, you were able to check ABC. Why? That's the meeting. If you cannot have that kind of meeting, it means you need to go back to your company and redesign execution. Know how to track people's work into dashboard is a skill. It might take you weeks. To be able to break down how you can do that, then what you now do is that, because those meetings are not quality meetings when it's about English. Nothing is working. People know what to say to make you look at something is working. And some people know how to speak English well. And they speak lies confidently. But data does not lie. You can see. Sorry. When we're in school, have you not seen people that pretend they are reading every day? Hello? They carry book to reading room and you think they're reading. And that guy, they're gisting and they're reading and they're coming back every day as if they're reading. But when the exam will tell us, that's data. Will tell us who is actually reading. Sorry, does you see that? So people are sometimes lying. So please build feedback system into what you're doing. So most people are waiting for one big map. Mention that. Let me move on. So I've talked about execution system. Please, can you see this? I don't have time to break this down for you. It's a very short class. Weekly priorities, clear ownership. Have you not seen you corrected something in the company, but you didn't say you do it? That same thing will not be done. Does that happen? How can we leave the office this way? The office is not looking good. Is it good like this? No. After that meeting, you meet it that way. You don't say, but 2 days ago, I told you people. So, it's you. It's you. No clear ownership. No ambiguity on who is accountable. So, after every meeting, you are assigning who is accountable, who must deliver it, when they must deliver it, who must check that they've delivered it. Because as leaders, entrepreneurs, you don't actually have time to be in the details. So if you don't have who's doing that, you have a lot of staff, but no productivity. Lack of consequence. What kills it? The team is handling it. shared responsibility and lack of consequence. So if you don't have, you know why I said consequence? Can you not see that every time I say you should do it 2 weeks, I'll say, can we send the mail when it doesn't do it? If you don't send the mail, this is what will happen to you. Sorry, can you see? I'm infusing all of this into my conversation. Meaning that the person that will send the mail, that you said if it doesn't send the mail, you are inflicting consequence on that person, because all you'll be getting in meeting is sorry, sir. Sorry. But that does not help your business grow. Sorry, am I correct? So you need to install execution differently to say clear ownership. At some point, I got to a point in our business, and I know that I cannot be the MD. If I'm the MD, the business will fail. Because I must check these things. And I'm dreaming and running a lot. I'm creating partnership. So because at some point I was the one killing the business, because you need to realize that you are the one killing your business. Because if you have a lot to do, and people will know you have a lot to do, so that meeting, they know you won't have time for another one till maybe another 2 weeks. Your business will fail in that 2 weeks. And look at the losses. Do you get what I'm saying? So what entrepreneurs do is that you now run to do other things, but no managing director. So your name is MD CEO, but your CEO role is killing your MD role. And your MD role is killing your GM. Some MDs are GM, MD, CEO. Because you are the GM. Because the general manager is not managing the managers. Then the managing director is not coordinating multiple departments and making sure they are strategically aligned. Then, so you are CEO. So in fact, so many companies don't have CEO again, even though you have it by title, because you are the one that are managing the managers. So now, you now say, who's the CEO? Say he's been fired. Even when you are the one, you are not the one. You are the one by title, but in what you need to do, that business does not have a CEO. I say this every time. Most businesses have seen an audit. I'm working on a company in Lagos now. They have MD CEO, but in the last 2 years, it's been GM and manager. So the role of that person to make sure that company run, the person has been demoted. So the person is the one asking the managers, how far? So the role of the MD, nobody was occupying it, but in title, the person was the one occupying it. The role of the CEO, nobody was thinking future, partnership, strategy, who's thinking nobody. So now, that person is stopping that business because it doesn't have a MD, it doesn't have a CEO, but it has a GM. Because these things are not title, they are functions. So you need to know when you are stalling and stopping that and step out of the way and let somebody be the MD and let somebody be because it's not about the title, it's about we are moving. Does that make sense to you? Hey, does that make sense to you? I'm not saying, is it not better for your business to grow and you're not even the MD or CEO and you're the founder? Hello, when you're the founder, your investment is there. But when you come back, you've made 20 billion, you've made 50 billion. Why is it that MD must be on your name? It's feeding your lack of esteem too. Why do you need a title? That's why most MDs find it hard to part with a title. Does that make sense to you now? Have you ever thought of they won't call you MD again in your company? Or they won't call you CEO again? Think about 10 years' time that nobody will know you as the MD or CEO. And people have not seen you before because you are the founder. And because as a founder, you don't have to be in the business. So are you not planning to graduate from who everybody knows when you come every day? Pam, pam, pam. That's still bad. You're not growing the business yet because they're still calling and know you're around. I feel that's what everybody needs to do. That means you need to grow and scale people to a level that you can be a founder that nobody will know your name. And you are comfortable when you come in and nobody greets you. You know, I came into this all like 5 minutes to the beginning to 9. And the protocol team were telling me where to sit. Does that make sense to you? They're saying, sir, don't sit there, go and sit there. Because they don't know me. Then I was not answering them. And they were still following me. Don't sit there, don't sit there. Sit there and sit there. So I was moving as if I didn't see them. But they said, what? So, but some people will feel, you feel, why do you not carry my bag? I enter. Why should they know that you are the one coming? Are you not saying that it's good for them not to know you came in? But you know, some people will feel this person is rude. Why did you find out that I'm the MD or I'm the CEO? But are you not seeing it's exciting that everything is ready and I came in 5 minutes to the program? Why should I come in 2 hours to the program and oh yeah, everybody would know you from the beginning that you are the owner. But you say, man, I did a lot of job. No, you did the work of a manager. So you need to start scaling that very now this visible metrics, I've talked about this already. Review the calendar. Please do daily review, weekly review meetings. When you do irregular meetings, there's a problem. Talking without decision, there's a problem. You guys have to find a way of coming for one of our trainings. We have 3 days training. 3 days of this conversation. We have 4 days training. Managers that manage is 4 days. We start from day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4. Now we have slap. But however, there's so much I'm skipping. But don't worry, we're moving. 4 roles as a performance leader. I said you should set direction. That's for another day. Enforce discipline, drive accountability, build system. So I meant to teach you how to do each of this. Okay, how do you build systems? How do you set direction? How do you enforce discipline? How do you drive accountability? What leaders must stop doing? Over talking. Your talk is too much. Avoiding hard decisions. Excusing poor performance. What leaders must start doing? Measuring everything. Following up on aggressively. Making what? Fast decisions. So when you see the data and it's showing you're not progressing, make decision. You must progress. But you're putting investment into what you're doing. And guess what? Some of you guys paid for your business through life and blood. You deprive yourself of life, pleasure, and fun. Some people, if you look at their story when they started, even the family have to grow apart a bit. And the father could not see the mother, or the mother, the father could not see the children. The sacrifices. Hello, there's a lot of sacrifice. But when you are going to Kaduna and you're on the road, you could have had family time, kissing your kids, building values into them. Stay more. Because you know that as an entrepreneur, if you stay more with your children, you build people that are strong. Because you'll want to mentor them, not the world. And you sacrifice a lot. And everything is still falling apart. And you're seeing there's no business, there's no future of that business. Because you're giving too much.
Hello?
My managers can't decide.
Hello?
There's no accountability anywhere. They don't think like business leaders at all. I'm exhausted managing Ronaldo. It's my managers, they cannot take any role in leadership. They are not leadership ready.
Why complain when you can fix your managers? Managers that manage, the intervention that turns managers into owners of results. Stop calling us with complaints. Call us to register your managers.
What if your business succeeds today but disappears tomorrow? That dilemma defines modern leadership. How do you win now without losing next? Join the Global Senior Leadership Acceleration Program in Doha, themed Janus Leadership. Learn to lead in 2 directions while you win in all directions. Janus Leadership. Win today, lead tomorrow.
So Culture is very important. Set high standards, no tolerance for mediocrity, relentless improvement. Sorry, I don't like to use the word ruthless because it makes us unhuman. I like to use the word rigorous because it brings us to reality. So ruthless is this. Ruthless is when I see it as talk to you anyhow. I need to show you the scorecard. This is what you are meant to do. This is what you did. What should we do? Best one looking at you like this. No. What is progress? What do we do? You need to decide. If that person doesn't speak, adjourn the meeting and tell the person, please don't come to work until you can respond to me. I want to support you to close the gap. But can you do it at home while you don't answer me? Don't be a nodder in front of me. Talk to me. We're having conversation. The conversation is about numbers. It's not about how I feel. This is a dashboard. What should we do? Solve the problem. How do we fix this problem in 1 month? Okay, sir, I will do it. What will you do? Tell me that will be different from what you've done. That is rigorous conversation. That is what you must have, not ruthless. Ruthless is, you guys are not working out. Get out. I will stop you. That's ruthless. But that's not what you want to change. What you want to change is what they do every day. So why are you not rigorous? Ruthlessness is speaking to people's emotions. Rigorous is speaking to the data that your business needs to survive. So because so many businesses are not rigorous, if the leader does not have data, so they go into ruthlessness because of the lack of competence to have rigorous conversation. So the leader's ineffectiveness and incompetence, that the leader have been promoted more than level of competence, he was given MD when he was still meant to be janitor. That is why that person lacked the skill to have rigorous conversation. So most MDs have ruthless conversation. And that's dishuman. That shows that you are a bad MD. But because we are MD, nobody corrects us. Nobody is telling us that we lack capacity. And the MD too is not going for training. Does not know that he lack capacity because he has a title already. That's the problem we have in Africa. MDs feel they don't need training. They feel that training is for the boys. And you keep doing the same thing every time. Have you heard that quote? That doing the same thing again and again and expecting a different result, they said is weary. Insanity is too touche. That's why I love Yoruba Bibles more than English Bible. Yoruba Bible will make you know the essence. English will say, the fool said in his mind, there's no God. Yorubas will say, Ashiwere! Ashiwere! So, there's a way it makes you know that you're Ashiwere. Fool lose touche. That's why we need to have a quote book that will change the code to local language. All these touche quotes is not good. Doesn't make us understand what we need to talk about. So, industry leadership, leading is scary, it's not easy, I know. Leading is demanding, I know, it's not easy. To be industry leader is demanding. Leading is different. Man, you cry sometimes, but not everyone is built for it. So, you can leave this conference and know that if you cannot do these things, you are not built for leadership. And it's fine. Because there are so many average businesses. This conference is designed for people that want to lead, which is not important because there's still 2-1, there's 2-2, there's third class, there's pass. And there's distinction, but one person lead the class. So we're talking about how do you become the best among the best. That's what we're talking about, which is not a zone for everyone. If you want to be in the top 10%, you need to think differently. You need to decide boldly. You need to execute relentlessly. Do not stop moving. And you don't win by doing more. You win by designing better. How many hours do you have to do more? Do more now. How will you do more? You design better. Install systems so that you can manage a lot of people better. Because you are growing, you are scaling. When it was one person, it was easier. Now, you have 50, you have 100, you have 500, you have 1,000. How do you do that? You can't do more. You have to do things differently. So, how to position to win? Number one, choose the game you can dominate. He said that already. He said, choose the game you can dominate. He said, don't want to be a basketballer when you are very short. Understand what you can do. I've met so many people thriving in the real estate business. And there's a common thing that is happening that I've seen. I want to tell you now. I've engaged so many people, billionaires in the real estate business, and people that are extraordinary were once people on the streets that they were insurance marketers. They started from on the road. You know how people call insurance marketers in those days? People run. When you see people that did insurance, in those days there was no internet. And they survived. They don't earn money now until there's commission. When you show up at work and you know that there's no salary, but you must show up. You see, this salary thing is make people destroy in the brain. Salary does not make people use their brain. I did network marketing. I was sharing with some people here. I did network marketing for several years. Forever Living product. When you join Forever Living product, they bring you in after you buy a combo, meaning that you use money to be an entrepreneur. Now, if you want to rent all, you use your money to talk about Forever Living. If you want to do business card, you use your money to do your business card yourself. If you want to do handbill, you use your money to do the handbill. But Forever Living calls all of us entrepreneurs because you buy everything. Now, you see me have meetings to save, what do they call it? To save money for all in different restaurants. So we just buy water on the table. I say, meet me. So instead of paying for all, I'll just say we're shutting down this place. One bottle of water. They won't say we should stand up since we both pay water. And water is cheap, so I'll just start having success meeting there. Then nobody will teach you. I will call someone, set up people in your church, let me come and talk to them. So I'm in church talking to them because I want to save money. I'm taking transport everywhere. I'm having like over 5-6 presentations per day to be one of the first 10. Do you know what it takes? All my global travel started from Forever Living. Sponsorship to South Africa, sponsorship to Las Vegas, and almost 95% of people that do that business failed. Only 5% succeed. But do you know what it takes to succeed? In a place whereby every month after doing that, and you say, I did effort, but you didn't get result, you will not get a dime. Then you've lost your money to effort, but they didn't register, nobody registered. So what you do again is that next month, you start again, putting your money into that thing. But you see, when somebody does they do all the things for you, you don't think. They pay you salary, you don't think. They give you business card, you don't think. They give you everything you need to do. They give you the office, you don't think. Even when you don't achieve, you get money, you don't think. How would they make you think? No pain, no gain. And that's why people don't like commission job in Nigeria. I was having an interview with someone in sales. I said, your goal is to achieve 10 sales every month. We'll pay you 10 million if you achieve 10 sales every month. Do you want us to pay you 1 million for every one you achieve? Or you want us to pay you 10 million ahead and we'll give you a target that you must achieve 10 every month? He said, I prefer 10 million ahead. And give me a target of 10 every month and I will do it. If truly you know you will do it. Why are you not saying 1 million for everything I do? So in that meeting, that person already know that he's lying to you. And you two said, we were very clear. But you're not clear. Why if you truly that person want to sell? That person will take one for every 1 million. That person know that when he has cashed the 10 million, you will not start shouting. He knows that the money has entered hand already. So just be shouting. That's why those guys in insurance are doing well. I know. I met a lady too. She knows you. She sold insurance to you. Everybody I've ever seen now that are doing well, they did insurance. They did 10 years insurance. They didn't do 6 months insurance. So please, anybody you see 3 months insurance experience and they left for customer service, they are liars. Oh. Hello? He said, have you done insurance? Yeah, I've done insurance too. How many months? 3 months. He said, but now I can come back. What are you coming back to do? Go back to where you went to. So they know you're lying. So winning starts with exclusion. Do what is new. Now own a sharp promise. Don't say we are good. We deliver quality. Be bold if you know what you are doing. Come, if you don't call yourself a name, nobody will call you. People call you what you want to call yourself. So what have you named yourself in the market? Have you not seen people say, number one compare in Nigeria? Now after you heard it 50 times, they say, this guy number one compare in Nigeria, number one compare in Nigeria. Very soon you start believing that he's number one compare in Nigeria. If truly he's comparing well. Because you cannot be declaring that you're number one compare in Nigeria, you're not comparing anything well. People will say you are a liar. So you need to speak about what you do. Now, create visible proof. Let them see that what you're doing is true. Clients are having great experience. Let them see. A client just bought a land. Let them see. You've just served people. It was seamless. Take that client to a journey and let people see that this is what they got. Those things you need to do with media is very important. When I was looking for something, I stumbled at this. I was even doubting. Then I did it. Then, man, it was so seamless. Now I did it the first time. I spanked it. They didn't leave me till the end. Those things are important. Social proof. You need social proof. So you're not the only one talking about you. That's very essential. Build structural advantage. Look at your system. I've done a lot about delivery model, your speed, partnership. Build structural advantage. Look at what he did. He said he had to partner with different people also doing popcorn. Structural advantage. So he said, I eat from everybody's profit. Structural advantage. Those people, structural advantage. That's what they've done. They're big boys now. Structural advantage. So, you need structural advantage to make it. You cannot make it alone. You see, how much can you do alone? You need to make 1,000 naira from 1 million people than trying to make 1 million from one person. So how do you make the beats? How do you make the beats? How do you make your industry grow? Not everybody, but you're at the back. You're at the back pushing it. You do more. Everybody is betting their industry on you. So 50 competitors came because you are supplying them popcorn. They now compete against your popcorn, but you're not selling them the maize. So now you are creating a fake competition because you're eating one. You can sleep more. You can sleep more because you're not making from one person to have structural advantage. Okay, very important. Now, fifth one. Control perception intentionally. Perception matters. Okay? Lagbaja. Perception. Who else can you mention online? They have great perception. There's a guy that said he's a kangaroo now, that when he was human being, was not making money, there's not kangaroo. So he's behaving like kangaroo every time. So is it kangaroo or is it baboon or gorilla? Mr. Gorilla, I mean? You heard what he said in an interview. He said that people are saying he should not be gorilla, They are okay. When he was human being, that people know him as human being, that people were not calling him anywhere. But now, you know him. It's not Mr. Gorilla. He said, he cannot turn to human being again. Oh. Gorilla is working as human being. So it's created a perception that he's a gorilla. And now that's how you know him. So when I said Mr. Gorilla now, you know what I'm talking about. Create perception. Now, who you associate with matters. Go to where good people are and shake them and take picture. and shake them. Stop putting food alone on your platform. Some people put food and when they're just eating. Network. Make sure you have associations with good people. Okay? What you refuse. Execute relentlessly. I've talked about this. Deliver consistently. Close the gap fast. Build reputation for what? Hello. Build reputation for results. Let me give you a case as a roundup now. Now, one of the branches of Zenith Bank many years ago, this is about almost 18, 20 years ago, on Ajose Adeogun, they opened this branch, one of the annex, and the annex was all doing well. And they've been firing managers. No, they moved them rather. They moved them to another branch, but the branch was not doing well. They bring another manager, and it was doing well. So they brought this my friend. That's how I got to meet her. And that same branch, with the same people that she met, became an A+ branch. So I met her like 7 years on A++ street. So I was engaging her. How did you do it? A branch that everybody are about to write off, they now brought you as a last resort. And then she turned it around with the same people. One day I was in her office and there was a CNN. So I didn't know we're talking. I didn't know our high was still on CNN. They now advertise a new company coming to Nigeria. That lady ran away from my midst and went to the marketing hall. He said, "Did you see that, you guys?" Nobody saw it. He said, "What were you looking at?" He said, "Look at that." He said, "Now go and look for that company. And get by tomorrow, somebody have broken the place." Hey, that's ruthless execution. Okay, ma. We started going to find it and broke it and brought it. Check King of Boys. You know what King of Boys is? You know that movie? Ruthless execution. If you are not that way, you will not achieve great business. One day she now traveled. Then I came to the office. I saw the head of marketing laughing in the hall. So I now said, where is, I won't mention her name now. Where is, she said, no, she's on leave. Can you see that they said, Aisile Olongbo? These are the people that killed other managers. They are happy to start being destroyers again. That's how to execute. Nobody's asking them again. That means my friend too lacks skills. Why is it that when she disappeared, things started failing? It's also lack of competence. Because there's a way you install something that the system will always spit bad people out without you. Your company should stop being you spitting people out. Let the system spit bad people out. When it's about you telling people that it's bad, then your management is also bad. Because your system is tolerating mediocres. And they can harbor and stay there as long as you cannot see them. How many things can you see? Let the system be the one correcting people, not you correcting people. Stop that correct. And if you need interventions, you need to come for our trainings. Some, as I'm talking, you're confused. How will you do this? Because sometimes we stumble into entrepreneurship without building the skills that can help us. Then we scaled very fast and we had people too soon. And things started working, money started coming. And there's a time you get to that, you know that money cannot take you to the future anymore. You know you have to do things differently if you want to be profitable. So, thank you.
Seed Academy, your growth partner.